Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cancer YouTubers Updates. We have a lot. I mean, almost everybody weighed in this week, so we better get to it now. So let's get started today with bignoknow Noah Thomas. Noah uploaded the day before his 6th treatment. Then he'll get scans on the 25th, which will determine how many more treatments that he'll get. And hopefully, if everything goes well, he can move on to the high-pec surgery. This is always a nerve-wracking time. But I know how much that high-pec surgery means. I've talked about that surgery before. It's the one that Paul in Perth got, and you can see how good it's done him. So we're rooting for you, Noah. He goes on to talk about the current regimen that he's on and the side effects, which are getting harder. I'm sure he knew that was coming, but he's still doing pretty good. I mean, he's doing his whole fitness program and, he shows footage and I'm very impressed, actually. But hopefully he won't need any more treatments, or at least not too many more. And on a more personal note, Noah goes on to speak about the support that he gets from his lovely wife and viewers like you. I think if you're one of those viewers, you definitely should see this video, or if you've never seen Noah before, go catch up with him. He's very interesting. He puts medical terms in a way that's very understandable, and along with all his regimens as far as eating, diet, and exercise are very important to him. And it's not important to a lot of people. I'm surprised he's even having a lot of side effects because he looks like he's doing pretty well. I mean, if we didn't know better, of course. Then he uploaded another video and he had vlogged on treatment day. And he reviewed the other treatments, compared that to the treatments he'd gotten before. And he just generally lets us know how things are going. So go support Noah. He's truly a fighter. Okay, we're going on to Can Ramblers. Yay! This couple just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. This week, there were a couple of videos. They first uploaded another video from when Nancy had breast cancer in 2020. And they go on about how the treatments really are, and what she went through. So that was a very good educational video. So if you've had breast cancer or know someone newly diagnosed especially, that might be very helpful for you. You might find helpful insights and tips. And even if you don't have cancer, you'll find this video inspirational. They also made a video together about their first couple of dates. Oh my gosh, so cute. Nancy talks about how she knew she wanted to marry this man at the end of date number 1. And then the funniest part was how they got to date number 2. One was him and the other one was hawing, and it was just about how we're going to put this together. So I'm not saying it almost didn't happen, but I'm not sure how that was going to happen if Nancy hadn't have stepped in. I don't know if Steve was clueless at the time, but young people. So she was plotting and scheming there. But it was really fun. And you need to watch this video and let them tell the story. It was a great story. And I loved watching Nancy's face light up when she told her part of it. She seemed to be having a pretty good day, which I always like to see. And a little known fact I learned along the way, Nancy and Steve have fostered 47 children. Let that sink in. So, yeah, like she said, she likes babies and kids. So she definitely had her fill of those. Yeah, these are special people indeed. Moving on to Tiffany Thinks. Tiffany uploaded the day before her latest treatment. She goes to the hospital for her usual tests before infusion. And she talks about how mentally stressing it is. And I imagine it is. I mean, I've been there, but she's been through a hell of a lot more than me. And not only that stress, but also for the days that follow. She admits that one of the greatest fears that she has, or the anxieties, is being sick or feeling sick. And I get that. But she's really trying a new strategy so that she can stay mentally tough. Just my opinion, but I don't know if the goal should be about being mentally tough. I don't think that's as important as just staying aware of your thoughts. It's fine to feel a little weak or a little vulnerable. There's no shame in that. I just feel if she watches where her mind goes, then she can more properly deal with it. And then she has more tools in her toolbox. But that's a big video to make. So I'm just saying, Tiffany, just be mindful of your thoughts so that you can combat them as they come up. If she does a little bit of self-talk, then dealing with the issues will be easier. I also feel that many people in treatment would also benefit from some traditional therapy, and I mean talk therapy with a counselor or a psychologist. And I think that would really benefit her. I don't know if she's in any. Maybe she is, and I just am not aware of it. Does anyone know of that kind of mental support for her? If so, let me know in the comments below. Well, her next video was on treatment day, and she seemed to do pretty well. Again, being anxious about maybe getting sick, but it seemed pretty uneventful, and Matt was there, so it looked like a decent day for a treatment day. So she did good, and that's what we want. So, Tiffany, steady as she goes. Okay, let's move on to Kim Clune. No medical update this week, but she takes us on a little adventure. I don't know if this was footage from the editing room floor, but she shows us some additional footage from Alaska. I'm assuming from her last trip, maybe even further back. But it was beautiful. She's so freaking talented. I mean, as an artist, as everything she does. Her editing skills are just amazing. I'm very jealous. Kim, I'm really jelly. So she narrated it all and put it into vlog form. Not only do I appreciate watching nature and wildlife that she so artistically puts together, what might excite me even more is to watch her face when she's in the frame, or just when she narrates it, I can hear it in her voice. I think I'm just realizing that. It seems like watching the wonderment of a child when they watch Christmas lights. I mean, she just glows. I can understand why she wants to go back to Alaska for at least one more season, because it really feeds her soul and her spirit. I think it's good for her mentally and physically, and that's where you just need to be, Kim. And I'm hoping these treatments will get you there. So go watch those videos. You won't be sorry. I mean, it's just fun. Eke Acres. So Kevin's been uploading, as usual, things around the house and all that. But he uploaded a very interesting video on Thursday, and this actually addresses his cancer. Kevin says that he actually stopped all of his traditional treatments and went on the Ivor and Fen combination back in September of 2025. And he basically feels that was the answer for him. I'm not going to lie. He seems very convincing. I mean, he looks great. His energy levels are up. He's not complaining about symptoms anymore. I don't know. I mean, could that be because he knows his viewers are going to get on him if he complains about anything? Because then they're going to start demanding scans? I don't know. Could be. But he really does seem to look better maybe than he did in September. That's crazy. I mean, I know that there are people on that combination that it's not helping. Maybe it works on some cancers and not others. I don't know. I wish I did. I wish there were some studies. I'm sorry, I'm just a science girly, but I want to know about case histories, and clinical trials. But if this is true for Kevin, I guess time will tell, and hopefully he will get scans at some point. Kevin also credits this regimen to other health issues that he's had in the past, as if this just, I don't know, is the fountain of youth. I'm not sure. But he even credits it to an eye infection that kept coming back. And because it hasn't come back again, that this must be the reason. I don't know how much stock I could take in that. I'm already having problems that it is the answer for the cancer. So he also goes on a very long rant about finances and how much the healthcare industry costs and how he's not going to give anybody money that he doesn't want to give money to. And he's still getting bills from when he was on treatment in 2025, maybe even further back. I do remember that. I remember that the first time around going through cancer. And I'm going to say this another time. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. Nobody should ever have to worry about bills when they need to focus on getting better. I remember when my ex had to get flown from one hospital to the other when he had his first heart attack. And I got the bill for the helicopter ride for $12,000. It wasn't that far, by the way. And I got that before my husband even got home. So I had it about 3 days afterwards. Yeah, that worried me a lot. And, with the right finance coordinator, we were able to get that written off. But they're like vultures. I didn't want him coming home to that news, that when he's been ordered to relax and not stress so much and take it easier and take care of himself. So I also know personally what that robs you of. That kind of stress takes your well-being on a mental level, a spiritual level, and in turn, a physical level. All the levels you're trying to pump up are being pushed down. Kevin actually even plans to buy his own prescriptions. He said that it takes the entire year to even get to the deductible. And the meds are cheaper if he buys them himself and doesn't go through insurance. Now, he didn't say he's going to drop his insurance, but it kind of sounds like he might, which that kind of worries me. But, it's not my life. What he did say, and I quote, all this insurance and coverage is just a freaking scam. I don't always agree with Kevin, but yep, it's the whole system. It's not a healthcare system, actually. It's an industry. Anyway, this might be a new healthy arc for Kevin. I hope this regimen is working for him. I want to believe. Let's move on to Melanie Foster Snavely. Melanie had great news this week. She went to Houston and got her usual scans, and everything is stable. That's fabulous news, and you can tell it on her face. She's so relieved. And in fact, the next day she got her infusion treatment, and now she gets 6 weeks off. And I'm really happy for her. She really needs a little break. And in 6 weeks, she'll get scans again. And if they're good, then she may only have to get them every 3 months from there. So things are moving in the right direction. And after all the setbacks that she's had, they need to be. This is a good win for her. She didn't get to meet the surgical team like she was hoping to, but her oncologist is going to try to set that up for when she goes in 6 weeks. And of course, she's probably quite a while out before she can have surgery, but this is going to set her mind at ease and give her a lot of information that she needs. This consult won't just be about reconstruction, but also she may end up having to have brain surgery again. So she'll explain that to you in the video. I definitely recommend you see it because things could go a lot of ways. Melanie also goes on to talk about the lingering effects from her radiation. She didn't have it, she hasn't had radiation for at least a year. And that is one of the reasons she's having problems with the bone, and her brow bone is deteriorating. And I did not know radiation goes on to affect you for years. I did not know that. I'm very blessed that I never had to get that. But boy, our cancer community is definitely full of information, and I have gotten an education along the way. And I love the way Melanie educates us. Thank you for this, Melanie, and I hope you have a good 6 weeks off. Okay, let's talk about daily Kenji. Kenji vlogs in the park. His parents are there. We don't see them on camera, but apparently Dad wanted to have a barbecue, so that's where they went. And it's very pretty scenery. And Kenji looks like he's enjoying the day. He's in good spirits, which I always like to see, because he can get a little down. And he talks about his recent follow-up appointment since his ablation with his surgeon. And like Melanie, Kenji also got some good news. The ablation that he just had, and there could be more to come, focused on the biggest area of tumor tissue in his lungs. And they got it. And it looks really good. So Kenji's really happy about that, of course. The surgeon did warn that it can come back. But for now, at least we know the ablation works. Then he talks about being rectally scoped again. And he gets so silly. He blushes. He makes me laugh when he talks about buttholes. Makes me feel like a kid too. His next ablation is scheduled for March 31st. So we'll mark our calendars and fingers crossed. Caitlin Cancer Chronicles. So when we last left off, Caitlin had gone to lunch with the family. It was her mom's birthday. And then she went for treatment. And I'm sure she did several things between, that and then, and she had her hair done and everything. And she went into treatment day with a little cold. So they gave her her own room, and she wore a mask at the hospital. And it turned out she had COVID. Like, you need this, right? So hopefully everybody she came in contact was fine. But that's just not a complication we need, right? Treatment seemed to go well, though. And then after, she self-quarantined, I guess, until she got a negative test result. And then she went on to her busy life, as she does. You wouldn't know she was sick. It's kind of like me when people say that. I mean, just so glad, because I've been on both sides of that fence, and I definitely like not feeling sick. But I'm just really glad that she's still able to get these treatments, and she is having a little bit of side effects with her arthritis again. And we'll probably hear more about that soon. But go see the video. She'll tell you all about that. And, I'm just always pulling for you, Caitlin. Although I will have to say this, that when she gets back into her busy life, she threw on a pair of Crocs because she was really too lazy to wear sneakers. So these are her daughter's Crocs. She's apparently embarrassed by it because she almost apologizes for it on the video, and she still films her walking in them. I just thought that was so funny, because I think if I wore Crocs outside or even inside, Chris might divorce me right away. Okay, so that's all we have for today, and I'll talk to you very soon. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.